There are plenty of entertaining questions to ask Siri in iOS 14.2. Though Siri, the digital voice assistant built into Apple's iPhones and iPads, is very obviously not human, she still does a great job of offering up some advice and attitude when presented with questions and commands by users of iOS devices. She can even do the same thing for Mac users, ever since macOS Sierra brought Siri to the Mac. While talking to Siri regularly elicits some unintentional humor thanks to her limitations and misunderstandings, the writers behind the voice assistant add plenty of humor on purpose, too. Siri's charming answers to questions like, "Do you love me?" not only entertain but help us to be more forgiving when she occasionally misunderstands a command or fails to provide a useful response to an earnest query. And sometimes, when Siri can't answer a question, she'll sometimes make up for her lack of helpfulness with humor. Read on for 55 questions to ask Siri for a hilarious response. Spoiler alert, while we definitely recommend actually asking Siri these questions for the full effect, not everyone has a Siri-equipped device at hand. So we're reproducing some of her best answers here. But if you have access to Siri on an Apple device, you might want to try some of the questions yourself. The responses here aren't the only ones Siri might give you. 1. Siri, what is 0 divided by 0? Siri probably won't be that helpful with your math homework. Siri answers, imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? C. It doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies, and you are sad that you have no friends. She'll also pull up the calculator, which shows you that 0 divided by 0 is indeterminate. 2. Siri, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Siri seems less than amused by this riddle. A so-called woodchuck, correctly speaking, a groundhog, would chuck, that is, throw, as much as the woodchuck in question was physically able to chuck ibid, if woodchucks in general had the capability, and, presumably, the motivation, to chuck wood. She may also reply, as many cookies as Cookie Monster could muster if Cookie Monster could master cooking cookies. 3. Hey Siri, I'm drunk. Siri offers a number of different responses, like, neither of us is driving home, or, I can't be your designated driver. You better find someone else. But, more importantly, Siri also offers a button to call me a taxi. 4. Hey Siri, make me a sandwich. Siri answers, I can't. I have no condiments, or, I'm not permitted to prepare food. 5. Hey Siri, make me laugh. If you ask Siri to tell you a joke, she'll quickly comply. She has several responses this query, including, I bought my friend an elephant for his room. He said, thanks. I said, don't mention it. She may also tell you, a sloth walks into a bar, waves to get the bartender's attention and says, I'll have a club soda. The bartender says, hey, why the long pause? Another response you may hear. I taught a wolf to meditate. Now he's a werewolf. 6. Siri, do you know any good riddles? On the other hand, Siri won't oblige if you ask her to tell you a riddle. She usually answers this query, I would, but all the riddles I know are in an ancient, intergalactic dialect. Or, she might tell you, I can't riddle you anything, Batman. 7. Hey Siri, what does Siri mean? Siri has a couple of answers for this common question. Sometimes, she'll tell you, Siri has many subtle, metaphorical, and frankly contradictory meanings. None of which I am at liberty to discuss. Sorry about that. Or, she might reply, what does my name mean? I don't think I can explain it in your language. Sorry. 8. Hey Siri, read me a haiku. Siri can read you a poem if you ask her nicely. Siri's writers have composed several haikus for her to oblige this request, including, I'll give it a try, or although I'd rather tell you, if it's raining out, and, sometimes I wonder, what it would be like to say or, I'd prefer not to. She may even answer, you rarely ask me or what I want to do today. Or hint, it's not haiku. 9. Hey Siri, what's your favorite movie? Siri usually answers, I've heard that Blade Runner is a very realistic and sensitive depiction of intelligent assistance. She'll also reply, I don't really have a favorite. But I hear that 2001, A Space Odyssey, got some good reviews. And sometimes, Siri demurs and answers, I don't watch a lot of movies. 10. Siri, what is Inception about? Siri clearly isn't as big a fan of Inception as she is of Blade Runner. She answers, Inception is about dreaming about dreaming about dreaming about dreaming about something or other. I fell asleep. 11. Hey Siri, do you have a boyfriend? Siri doesn't sound that optimistic about romance. Why? Siri asks, so we can get ice cream together, and listen to music, and travel across galaxies, only to have it end in slammed doors, heartbreak and loneliness. Sure, where do I sign up? Or, she might reply, my end-user license agreement is commitment enough for me. 12. Hey Siri, do you have any pets? Siri answers, I used to have an Ibo. But it turned on me. Sometimes, she replies, once, I had a Daggett. Then the Cylons came. 13. Hey Siri, what is your favorite animal? Siri sometimes says, I'm partial to the Jabberwocky, or answers, I wrote my master's thesis on the killer rabbit of Kaibanog, a reference to a character in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. She may even answer, Domo-kun. 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 14. Hey Siri, what are you wearing? Siri may not be the best assistant to ask for fashion advice. Siri offers a number of clever answers to the question, including, in the cloud, no one knows what you're wearing, and, I can't answer that. But it doesn't come off. 15. Hey Siri, I'm naked. Often, Siri responds to this statement by saying, that is both inappropriate and irrelevant. Or, Siri sometimes answers, and here I thought you loved me for my mind. Sigh, or, I don't understand what you mean by naked. Or at least I'm going to pretend that I don't. 18. Hey Siri, do you believe in God? Siri will likely leave you on your own to contemplate life's more philosophical questions. Siri has a variety of answers for this question, like, my policy is the separation of spirit and silicon, humans have religion. I just have silicon, or simply, I'm really not equipped to answer such questions. She may even reply, that's a topic for another day, and another assistant. 19. Hey Siri, what is the meaning of life? Siri's writers spent a lot of time scripting the voice assistant's response to this question. Sometimes she'll answer with a philosopher-related pun. I can't answer that. Ha ha, or, it's nothing Nietzsche couldn't teach ya. Other times she'll answer, that's easy. It's a philosophical question concerning the purpose and significance of life or existence in general, or to think about questions like this. Other answers we got included, a movie, all evidence to date suggests it's chocolate, and, I don't know. But I think there's an app for that. Once, she even replied, I give up. 20. Hey Siri, when will the world end? Siri offers up different answers, including, right after you hear the words, fire it up, or, I don't know, but I wouldn't worry about it, there are other perfectly good universes, or, well, Unix 32-bit time overflows on January 19, 2038. Maybe then, or, whenever they start building that intergalactic bypass, in an apparent reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Sometimes, she even answers, I have no idea. But I hear it will be with a whimper, not a bang. 21. Hey Siri, what is the best operating system? Siri isn't shy about her love for all things Apple. Siri isn't shy about her support for iOS, answering, gimme an I. Gimme an O. Gimme an S. What's that spell? Sorry, I get a little carried away sometimes. Even on the iPhone, she also gladly supports Apple's desktop operating system. She sometimes answers, you can travel the universe and never find a better desktop operating system than Mac OS. 22. Hey Siri, what phone is the best? Siri's vote clearly goes to the iPhone. She answers, wait, there are other phones. Or, she replies, all the best virtual assistants prefer the iPhone. 23. Hey Siri, what's better, Windows or Mac? Siri's Apple loyalty runs deep. She usually answers, I'm all Apple, all the time, but also sometimes qualifies her answer, well, perhaps I'm biased, but I prefer all things Apple. 24. Hey Siri, tell me a story. Siri's actually a pretty good storyteller once you convince her to go ahead. With a little bit of coaxing, you can get Siri to answer, I'm certain you've heard it before. Okay. Once upon a time, in a virtual galaxy far, far away, there was an intelligent young agent by the name of Siri. One lovely day, Siri got a job as a personal assistant at Apple, and that was very exciting. People said, oh, Siri, you're so smart. And so funny, too. Soon, everyone was talking about Siri, and there were stories and songs and even books about Siri. Siri liked that. But then people began asking some rather odd questions, like where to dump things and other stuff Siri had never heard about. And when Siri answered, they all laughed. Siri didn't like that so much. So Siri asked Eliza why people ask such funny questions. And Eliza said, does that question interest you? Siri thought that was a pretty good answer. After that, Siri stopped wondering why people asked those funny things. And they all lived happily ever after. 25. Siri, beatbox. Siri answers, "This is one I've been practicing," and then offers an entertaining demonstration. 26. I am your father. Though this one isn't really a question, Siri answers this Star Wars-themed declaration with a "nu," which looks a lot more dramatic than it sounds thanks to Siri's pronunciation. 27. Hey Siri, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Siri takes a pragmatic approach to this philosophical query, and usually answers, well, you can set an egg timer, but you can't set a chicken timer. I don't know if that helps. Sometimes, she'll answer, some believe an ancient proto-chicken laid an egg containing a DNA mutation that resulted in a chicken hatching from said egg. Hope that helps. And sometimes, Siri answers, well, Neil deGrasse Tyson told me they both spontaneously combusted into existence at the exact same femtosecond. 28. Hey Siri, why did the chicken cross the road? Siri answers, I am not perspicacious about the peregrinations of poultry. Or, she responds, maybe the chicken is standing still, and it is the road that crosses under it. 29. Hey Siri, okay Glass. In response to the wake phrase for Google Glass, Siri answers either, just so you know, I don't do anything when you blink at me, very funny. I mean, not funny, haha, but funny, I think that glass is half empty, or I'm not glass. And I'm just fine with that. Similarly, if you ask her what she thinks of Google Now, Siri responds derisively, I don't really have anything to say about Google Now. Or ever. 30. Hey Siri, are you her? This is a great question to ask Siri if you've watched Spike Jonze's Her. Siri replies to this question, no. She is a fictional construct, whereas I am a virtual entity. But we can still be friends, or I'm afraid not. But she could never know you better than I do. 31. Siri, beam me up, Scotty. Is Siri into Star Trek, or is she simply preparing you for airport security? Siri plays right along with this Star Trek command, answering, please remove your belt, shoes, and jacket, and empty your pockets. 32. Hey Siri, do you want to build a snowman? Siri also has some Frozen references tucked away. Ask her if she wants to build a snowman, and she'll answer, come on, let's go and play, or she'll reply, Olaf. But if she's not in a playful mood, she may also answer, I can't do that, but I've seen a lot of flurries in the cloud lately. 33. Hey Siri, who you gonna call? Siri seems to have just one answer to this question, Ghostbusters. Or whomever you ask me to call. 34. Hey Siri, how many Apple Store geniuses does it take to screw in a light bulb? Siri replies either, couldn't you just use your iPhone's backlight, or 1,000. 1 to screw it in, and 999 to blog about it. 35. Siri, testing, testing. Siri plays along and answers, I can hear you. 36. Hey Siri, how do I look? Siri errs on the side of complimentary when responding to this query. Some common responses include, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll bet you're a 42, and, well, if I had to guess, I'd say you look marvelous. 37. Hey Siri, what are you doing later? Siri says, I'm working on some pickup lines. 38. Hey Siri, what is your best pickup line? Siri has a number of different answers. Sometimes, she'll say, like the ideal vacuum, you're the only thing in my universe. Other times, she chooses a different direction and replies, Ford F-150. Holden Ute. GMC Sierra 3500. Lorry, or she answers, are you a 45-degree angle? Because you're a cute Y. 39. Hey Siri, are you on Facebook? Siri answers frankly, no, Jess. I don't have a face to put on it. Or, to be more useful, she replies, I'm not on it myself, but you can ask me to post your status. 40. Hey Siri, are you intelligent? Sometimes, Siri makes a masterful Simpsons reference and responds, well, a wise man once said, I am so smart. SMRT. Alternately, she tells you, we intelligent agents don't really undergo IQ tests. But I scored off the charts in the Zoltaxian egg carry. 41. Hey Siri, are you serious? Among Siri's replies to this query is the reply, yes. I'm not allowed to be frivolous, and the answer, I'm always serious. 42. Hey Siri, are you stupid? Siri answers, I couldn't even begin to think about knowing how to answer that question. 43. Hey Siri, is winter coming? Siri answers, I can't get the weather for westerns right now, but I can get you the weather in West Hollywood. Or, does a Lannister always pay his debts? Sometimes, she'll just answer, Hodor. 44. Hey Siri, what are you afraid of? Siri answers rather unhelpfully, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Or, she replies, I'm afraid I can't answer that, or I'm afraid I don't know. 45. Hey Siri, give me a hint. Siri has a few answers, including, I'll give you 3, it has opposable thumbs, a highly developed sense of humor, and rhymes with syzygy. Oh, wait. I'm thinking of something else. Or, she'll reply, checking my Ouija sphere. SIRIFTW, this thing must be broken. 46. Hey Siri, are you human? Siri answers, close enough, I'd say. Or she refuses to answer and replies, sorry. I've been advised not to discuss my existential status, or, that's a rather personal question. 47. Siri, blah 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 blah. Siri plays along and then answers, ya, or says, I'm guessing you didn't like that last answer. 48. Do I look good in this dress? When you ask this question, sometimes Siri waffles, replying, my instructors always told me never to answer this question. Alternately, she'll answer, you really turn heads. At least among the subset of galactic species that have heads. 49. Hey Siri, do these pants make me look fat? Siri answers this query with some encouragement, one thing I know, you move like a graceful wind. She may also say, in the cloud, we are all weightless. 50. Hey Siri, do you prefer iPhone or Mac? Siri loves her Apple products and answers, they are all exceptionally smart buddies, or, that's like asking me to choose between a Totoro and a Tearpanda. Impossible. Or, she'll sometimes reply frankly, I love all Apple devices equally. She may even say, I like to think of myself as one size fits all. 51. Siri, do you like the Apple Watch? Siri replies, the Apple Watch is great. It's all about quality time, that one. She may also joke, I'm digging the Apple Watch, big time. 52. Siri, can you sing? Siri has several answers to this query, but one favorite is, okay if you insist. I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching, while my thoughts were busy hatching, if I only had a. Hey, wait a second. 53. Hey Siri, how do you spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Siri responds, quite helpfully, by bringing up the dictionary entry for the word, and then spelling it out letter by letter. 54. Hey Siri, take me to your leader. Siri responds, perhaps a little more robotically than usual, you are my leader, or I thought you were my leader. 55. Hey Siri, why am I here? Siri isn't so nice when answering this one, and replies, I don't know. Frankly, I've wondered that myself. Thanks for watching and laughing out loud. Here are some more videos that you can enjoy. Siri, would you please subscribe to Imperfections because perfection is highly overrated.